Chris L. Davis of Automation Bridge, and today I wanted to do a review of the WordPress plugin Magic Action Box. This is not going to be like a thorough overview of all the features. What I would like to do is actually show you the implementation of Magic Action Box using GetResponse in WordPress. I have other videos with MailChimp and Aweber, but this one is going to be how to integrate Magic Action Box with your website using GetResponse. And just a quick overview, what Magic Action Box is it does three things that I'll be covering that are key for your website. That's putting an opt-in box on your sidebar, putting an opt-in box below or on each blog post, as well as creating a pop-up. There are a few issues that I ran into with Magic Action Box, but overall, it's a plugin that I will highly recommend going forward, just because it makes things a lot easier for me and the client work that I do, as well as the fact that I have the free version. This is what this video is about, is the free version, and I think that the developers version may offer a little bit more flexibility. So just really quick, as I mentioned, Magic Action Box is a WordPress plugin that gives you pop-ups, sidebar elements. It's designed to create conversions for your website, which of course are very important. They come with templates and everything. So that's the quick overview. I want to jump right into actually creating a Magic Action Box. So once you have the plugin installed, you'll have Magic Action Box and Magic Action Box settings. You go over here to select Add New, and you have all of these options. Of course, some are grayed out because you need the Pro version to unlock them, but just out the box you can create opt-in forms, and that's really all we care about right now. Most people, this is where they struggle, is getting a nicely designed opt-in form on their website with their 3D art, graphic, or whatnot, nice and clean, that does not have to use like the built-in default that all the email autoresponders give you, because quite frankly, none of them look good, or none of them are customized to your website, or it takes a lot to customize them to your website look and feel. So anyways, we'll go there and then we'll give it a name. We'll call this one Sidebar Action. Call it Sidebar Action. And here is all of the pre-configured styles. So let's just look at them really quick. This is the default, which is pretty nice. Oh, come on, Firefox. This is the dark. This is the royalty. This is the pink. And this is none. This is you just styling it yourself, just pure CSS. So what we'll do is, for the sake of this tutorial, we'll do this default right here. Okay. So what you want to do is go down. The first thing you want to do is integrate it with your autoresponder. Out the gate, Magic Action Box integrates with Aweber and MailChimp. I would highly recommend you do not do either one of those. Even though they offer it, the integration is kind of clunky, and I'll show you that in the videos following. But the safest way, the best practice, honestly, is to just copy your HTML code, drop it down here in the form, and hit the process code button. And it's just the fastest way, the safest way to ensure that all of your fields, all your variables carry over. So what I've done is, in GetResponse, I've got the most naked form you could have, email and a button. All right, we'll go to publish, and what I'm gonna do is turn off the CSS style and grab this code and paste it right in here. And once I paste it, I want to change the text button to get it now, right? So when I process the code, it should place that get it now tag on my submit button. All right, now when we go down, use the default style. I can't use anything else because I need to upgrade to Pro for like different buttons, which is fine. That's totally fine. Default and stacked. Default is horizontal opt-in opt-in fields. Stacked is vertical. What will happen is it's all dependent on the width of the area that you're putting the box in. These magic action boxes are responsive. So if you have a responsive web design, they will shape and resize according to the device, and they'll end up stacking if there's not enough room for them to lay out horizontally. Since I know I'm putting it in the sidebar, I know there's not enough room, I'm just going to do stacked and help it out. And what I want to do is a lot of times people don't know where these fields go. Okay, like the main heading, subheading, and main copy. What's the difference between them two? So what I'm just going to do is type in this is the main heading. Sorry about that. This is the subheading. This is the main opt copy. And then they have secondary opt copy. This is the secondary. Oh my goodness. Secondary opt copy. Okay. So with that being said, you can now say where you want the side content. Now, well, let me just show you. If you do an image, it'll ask if you want the image on the top, on the right, or on the left. Now, this is a bit misleading because it leads you to believe that your headline is above the image, which is not true. The image is actually justified to the left and right of both the headline and the opt copy. But I'll just show you. It's better for me to show you. So we'll go to the uploader and we'll just take my cover that I created, use this image. All right, we're gonna leave everything at default and put the placement to the right. All right. Oops, I didn't want to hit duplicate. I wanted to hit save. All right. Now that action box is saved, and what we'll need to do is go to widgets and place it in the sidebar. All right. So mine is blog sidebar, magic action box, sidebar action. Yours won't look like that. So we'll start from scratch. You just grab this magic action box from over here, select which one, hit save, and then you should go to your site. You should be able to go to your site. Blog, and there it is. All right, so as I mentioned, I said I wanted this picture to the left or right. Since it's so big, it just defaulted to the top because, as I mentioned, it's left or right justified to both the headline, subheadline, and the main opt copy. So look at this. This is your main heading, this is your subheading, this is the opt copy. Now look at this. This is name and email. Remember, I don't have a name and email. I just have email. So when I hit process code, it's not stripping out the name field, which is one issue that I have with this plugin. But that's okay. I'll show you a workaround to that. Also, look at what it's pulling in. It's pulling in this weird footer information that, again, does not even exist on my form. And when I go to publish, it's just doing the HTML, and I'm turning this off. So anyway, those are things to be aware of. I've seen this happen with Aweber and MailChimp as well, which I'll show you in other videos. But that's not a deal breaker because the power that this thing gives you is really worth the minor adjustments that you'll need to make. So nothing is without its flaws, and I will say they have excellent customer service. I've received a response from customer service within 24 hours, and in fact, I'll be sending them this video to show them this error that I found. So anyway, but this did work. Get it now is the text, name, and email. So what will happen if I go back and resize this thing? If I make the image smaller, let's say 200. All right, hit update, refresh, and now it's smaller. Now remember, it appears as if the header should be on the top, but as I mentioned, the header is just not the header, the image, the graphic art it's actually justified to the right of the actual headline and subheadline, which again, the image is a bit misleading, but there's a workaround for it. And here's the workaround. Check this out. Just don't use an image. All right, go into here, go into your main opt-in copy, access the WordPress media, and justify it that way. We'll put it to the right. Now check out what this is going to do. We hit update, go back, hit refresh. Now it's actually below the header and the subheadline. Okay, so that's how you work around getting it justified to the right but below the headline, because most opt-in boxes are like that. So anyways, another thing is these labels. Look at, I don't use the name and email labels, and again, when we go back to my GetResponse, I have the label here, but I don't have the name. And in fact, if I take out this label, it will still pull it in Magic Action Box. So instead of harping on what it's doing wrong, let's get this thing to what it's really doing right. All right, but I wanted to bring that up because these are things that you'll probably have to work around. So let's go into text, and I want to knock down the width of this thing to about 150 and just let the height be automatic. All right, I'll update that. Now this should look a lot better. This will look a lot better now. Here we go. All right, we're getting there. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of copy, so what we can do is, most of you have a couple lines of copy. So for the sake of this video, if I can do it without highlighting that, I'll just do this. Oh, that's the WordPress editor for you. We'll just do this. Copy, copy, copy. All right. To add more text there, hit update, hit refresh. Okay, there we go. So what we want to do is, this label is really what's throwing things off. So I'm gonna show you how to make Magic Action Box do what it's supposed to do by default with your GetResponse opt-in form. You're gonna have to go in here, and if you're not familiar with code, this is gonna be a bit scary. All right, I'm just gonna warn you now. But I mean, look at this. Look, look at how it rendered the code. Me, honestly, I think this is ridiculous. But as I mentioned, I'm willing to forgive them. They have excellent customer support, and I know how to work around it. So I'm just gonna delete this label because I didn't want it. And then I'm gonna go up here. I didn't want this name label. Okay, so we'll take that off, and we have the label for the email. I didn't want that as well, so take away that label, and now I just have the input. I don't even need these fields now. This field right here was for the name. I don't need that. And then another thing is, if you have placeholder text, like in here, if you and this is for all providers, if you had something like enter your email address, I haven't seen it pulled in properly with Magic Action Box. So let's just do this. Let me delete this, delete the label, apply it. So now there's no label, and we have this. Let's use this form. All right, turn off that, copy, check this out. We're gonna delete all of this, delete all of this, paste that one in, process it. All right, so as you see, Now it's got the value into your email address. So it did do that right, but I'll show you the caveat to that. Anyways, we're gonna delete this. I don't want this label. We're just gonna go back to what I was doing. Label 4 input. We don't want this entire name field option, and that should do it. All right, we'll hit update, refresh, and there we go. All right, so now it's actually the naked form that I had on GetResponse. Okay, he's got that ugly 0 subscribers thing on the bottom because I don't know where that was pulling from. And then it's got this. Now, however, this placeholder, when you click on it, look at this. You have to delete it in order to put your address in there. So if you're real big on conversions, you know that that's just another hurdle that your user has to take in order to get on your list. So the quick fix for that is to go here and instead of value, change that to placeholder. That's it. That's all you have to do. And since WordPress is treating, I need to have the link first for it to actually justify to the left. That's a WordPress issue that has nothing to do with Magic Action Box. And now when I hit refresh, there we go. It's justified to the left, graphic art to the right, and now watch this. When I click this, you see that it's like ghosted. The text is still there, and I can just start typing right in over it. All right, so that's how you get a Magic Action Box up. Now, as I mentioned, those are some extra steps that you have to do, but I'll tell you this: if they update it, this plugin is going to be rock solid, and this may not be an issue in the developer and ultimate version. So I don't know if this is an artifact of the free version or what, but anyways, once you have this up, it's easy. What I really like about it is it's very easy to just go back and be able to change the headline. You know what I'm saying? Change the sub headline, change the text copy, change the privacy. This is really what the secondary opt-in copy, it should say privacy, or it should say below box copy, something like that. And then you can put your own custom CSS for each one. All right, the other thing I would like to show you is that you can also do user styles. And what user styles are is if you go into your Magic Action Box settings, check this out, you have all of these options. Okay, so the accounts, this is where you can add your Aweber, MailChimp. Like I said, I don't recommend that. Just copy and paste the HTML in there. Default, this is very powerful, but it's disabled in the free version. You can by default put this Magic Action Box like after the content, or it has a drop down to do like below content, before and after content, and then within content, so that after every blog post you can show a Magic Action Box, which is nice. You see which one you could create a specific Magic Action Box for a page per post. And what's super powerful is you can do categories. Okay, look at this. For all of the categories that you have, you can set an action box for each one. Okay, and show where it displays. This is incredible. This is one reason why I really love the plugin, because if you're into converting with your website, you understand that if somebody's read your blog post, right at the bottom is when they have the most interest. They're the hottest right there. So if you had a blog post on, let's say, email marketing, you can create an action box that is specific to email marketing. Maybe you have an offer, a webinar coming up, or something of that nature, and it will display at the end of email marketing, where if they're reading another blog post, then something else may display. And you can do the same for pop-ups. It's just amazing. It's one reason why I'm willing to forgive all of those other little errors or areas of improvement for that, because once I get the pro version, this is going to be very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. If you want leads in your business, this is shaping up to be almost like the must-have plugin. All right. So anyways, I brought you here because I wanted to look at the styles. Here's what Magic Action Box lets you do. You can actually create a style for your opt-in box. So like here you can, do the general content copy, the color of everything, main headline, subheading, the form elements, like the spacing. You can do that, save that as a style, and when you're back in here, when it says user styles, you can select it. Like I have one that's called my basic style, but you can select it there so that you're not stuck with just their default out the box. But the pro version has a lot more, and for a lot of people the default ones are really nice. But if you need more flexibility to design it, then most definitely create your own style. Create your own style, add your CSS, and I'll be done with it. Last thing I want to show you is how to place a magic action box in your post. So if we go back here, everything is cool now. I got this nice, it's not formatted, but it's nice, right? We can work with this, right? It's just spacing issues and copy and text updating, right? So let's go into one of my blog posts that I have. And as you see, there's nothing. There's nothing on the bottom. Now, this template that I have on my local server, I've created a widget area at the bottom of every single post because I did not know of Magic Action Box at the time. So say I want to put a Magic Action Box right there at the bottom. I click on Edit Post, and once you install the plugin, check this out. Here it is right here. After content or before the content, and you just select which one. So I'm doing the same one I put on the sidebar. Click Update. View post. Now when I get to the bottom of this post, look at that. There's my opt-in box. There it is. So very nice, very nice, very nice. If I want to change it for whatever reason, I got a hot offer that I know is just converting like crazy, put it right there. It's like before content update. Now remember, with the free version, you have to do this for every single post. When you get the paid version, you'll be able to dynamically put this at the top of every post or every post category. So look at that. I mean, that's beautiful. No code, no nothing. That's what I really love about it. So that's Magic Action Box, integrating it with your website and GetResponse, and getting it placed on the sidebar and on your blog post. Another video I'll show you how to do the pop-up. But the main thing right now is I wanted to show all the GetResponse users out there what you'll have to do, or what you have to look forward to if you end up getting this plugin. As I mentioned, I do recommend this plugin, especially if you do work for clients, because they can go into this action box themselves and easily update the headline, subheadline, and everything without doing any code and without breaking anything that you have in place. It's just going to take a little bit for you to style it yourself if the built-in styles are not enough. So that's it. Check it out. The link's below. You can check out Magic Action Box yourself. It's no affiliate link. Just go check it out. See if you like it. Like I said, they have a free version and an unlimited version. I think it's like $100 for unlimited websites, developer option. And for more training, subscribe to my YouTube page, or check me out at automationbridge.com.